Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create us a boilerplate. And what the boilerplate is simply a template for our code. And we're not going to want to write this every single time, but I do want to break this down so you understand what's going on at this point. So what I want to do is let's just create a new folder on our desktop. And I'm just right clicking and I'm saying new folder. And we're just going to call this, I'll just call this boilerplate. We'll just keep that name at this point. So what I want to do is let's go into brackets. Just click on your brackets icon. And this is blank right now, but we have this getting started, but we don't want to use that at this point. What I want to do is go in and create a new document. So let's go up to File, and let's choose New. And this is untitled at this point, which is fine. But we need to change this name. So out of, let's say, Elon's website, pretty much it has hundreds, if not thousands of pages. How does a website know what to pull up first? And that's because this name is very important. It's very specific. So if I go up to File, and I'm going to save this, the name that we're going to use is called index.html. It has to be all lowercase, no deviations, no changes whatsoever. It has to be just like this. You can't say index1, you can't say index bio. It has to be index.html. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And then what I want to do is just save this in the folder that I created, which is called Boilerplate. So if I click on Boilerplate, I can just save this. And there we go. So we have this document set up. We have it named, we have a folder, and it's all good to go. So let's talk about the formatting of a document before we actually really start coding anything. The first thing that we're going to do is on the first line of code that you always see on an HTML document is a doc type. So I'm going to say open caret, exclamation point, doc type, HTML. And we close it. And it looks just like that. Alright, so what this is doing is making sure that our page is rendered properly and we're declaring that this is an HTML document. Now, the first line of code is always the doc type. So if you see that on a quiz or something like that, you always put the doc type first. All right, next, what we have is we have our three main parts. If you remember from class, HTML has three main parts. And the first part is considered the HTML. And I'm going to hit enter a couple times just to space this down. So I compared HTML to a cheeseburger, so to speak. So if we think of a cheeseburger, what's happening is the HTML tags are the buns. They're holding all of our code together. Without it, our code would simply fall apart. So we need to make sure that we have this here. So every single line of code that we write from now on is going to go in between the opening, closing HTML tag. Now I'm going to add something to this. And you can probably guess what this means. So this is saying that the language is in English. And it's a good thing to do. It's like holding the door open for somebody who's behind you. Alright? If you want your page to be translated, and also people know exactly what language this is in. Alright. Next, what we have is we have the head. And that is the second main part. Now, what is the head? So the head is the back-end information. That's the things that the user will not see when they are, when they open the page. They won't see this type of stuff, but this can contain SEO, search engine optimization. But we're going to write two things in here. And as the semester goes along, we're going to have a lot more as we go forward. But all we're going to do now is I'm going to write in a meta charset equals UTF-8. And it looks just like this. So what is meta charset UTF-8? What this is asking for is the character set. So the character set is UTF-8. What keyboard are we using? Well, UTF-8 is the American keyboard. And the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to put in a title tag. Now, no, this isn't the headline that you see on the page when you first open it up. Some students think that. What this is that every browser has a tab. And what I write in between this will show up on the tab. So in my case, let's just say I say creating code. That will be there. Now what we want to do is live preview this. And before you live preview, you need to make sure you hit File, Save, or Command S. Every time you make changes, you must save. So if I hit the Thunderbolt that's over there on the top right hand corner, creating code is found at the top. And we're good. And we're set to go. So next, the last part that we're going to write is the body tag. And I'm just keeping my formatting correct here. So what is the body? Well, this is everything that the user is going to see. This is where we're going to spend most of our time. 99% of our time is going to be in the body. This is where we add our images, our text, videos, whatever content you want to be displayed on the page goes here. So let's say, for instance, we talked about a P tag, which is a paragraph. Hello class, welcome to learning code. And I'm gonna hit save, and if I live preview, we'll see that this is set up. Hello class, welcome to learning code. So this is the basic template structure, and this is how you will use your pages. So now all we have to do now is download this file from Moodle, and we can use this over and over and over again. So that ends this video, but hopefully you learned how to actually create a boilerplate.